This video shows you how to design a WebForms form. After designing a WebForms form and setting it up on the WebForms server, your customers, employees, vendors, applicants, anyone whose information you need can fill out the form on any web browser. The collected information then gets saved to WebDocs, another document management system, or another database. Best of all, you can design forms in WebForms without any programming. The instructions in this video assume that you have installed and configured WebForms, which means that you have set up a WebForms server, the WebForms software is installed and configured on the server, and Microsoft Office InfoPath 2010 is installed and configured on the server. In addition to having the server set up and the software installed and configured, you'll need a list of all the fields you need in the form before beginning the design process. You can get a list of all the fields from an existing paper-based version of the form. Or, if you're designing a form from scratch, spend a little time thinking about and writing down all the fields you'll need. The first step is to save the RJS empty template with a new name, so that all the WebDocs workflow fields in the template are preserved for forms you need to create in the future. You'll learn more about WebDocs workflow fields later in this video. For now, just know that it's important to preserve the RJS empty template. Open the InfoPath Designer. Notice that there are two choices for InfoPath. You don't want the filler, you want the designer. Click Open. Navigate to C, RJS WebForms/Forms. Then open RJS Empty Template. Then click File Save As and give it a name meaningful to you. The form design example in this video is an expense report, so that's what I'll use. Make sure this Save As Type area says InfoPath 2003 Form Template, because any WebForms form you design must be InfoPath 2003 compatible. Now that you have saved the RJS empty template with a different name, it's a good time to take a tour of the parts of the designer you'll be working with when you design your forms. You'll spend a lot of time with controls. The controls area is where you go for a complete list of the graphical controls you can put in your form. Click here to show the controls pane. It can be helpful to have it displayed in the design area. This video will go over many of these controls in more detail a little later when you start designing the form. This fields area is also important. You'll go here to add groups and fields. Fields are what get linked to a control, like a text box, checkbox, or date picker. So when a user types information into, say, a text box, WebForms links that information to the field associated with the text box. Then WebForms can send the information that is now linked to the field to WebDocs or another document management system or database. One thing you'll notice is the RJS empty template comes with this group called WebDocs Workflow, which holds the WebDocs and workflow fields mentioned earlier. Later in this video, you'll learn how to map the fields you create in your form to these WebDocs fields, so you can save the data your form collects to WebDocs. Now it's time to learn about form design, but with one small caveat. This video shows you how to design a form that is an expense report. Only the expense report is not one you would use out of the box. The form you'll learn how to design in this video is to help you understand basic concepts and how to become more proficient with the designer. With that being said, the first step in designing a form is to add all fields and groups. Have the list of fields that you need in your form. The form in this video has 14 fields. Add the first field by clicking My Fields. Click Add. Add the field Name for the name of the employee who fills out the expense report. Click OK. Using the same method, I've added 3 more fields. Notice that field names cannot have spaces. Next, you'll add a group. Groups are for when you need a collection of individual fields to act in unison within the form. This concept will become more clear a little later in the video. In this example, the group is called Itemized Expenses. Under the Itemized Expenses group, add the field Item. I've added 5 more fields in the Itemized Expenses group. Now add the rest of the fields to My Fields. Make sure to save your work.